Hello my friends, today's video is an exciting one. We will be checking out the new Glasting Water Tints from rom&nd. It has been a hot minute since rom&nd released new Glasting Water Tint shades, and I'm super excited to actually get all 4 shades. The 4 new shades are number 14 Mauve Moon, number 15 Nudy Sundown, number 16 Figrise, and number 17 Woody Sunset. I currently have number 17 Woody Sunset on my lips right now, and isn't this a look? Oh my gosh, I have actually filmed the rest of the video already. This is me coming back and filming the intro, and we will be doing review, individual lip swatches, as well as comparisons to the original lineup. I do have actually 3 shades from the original lineup, so I hope that will be helpful for you guys as well. This new collection is already available on YESSTYLE. It's about $8.60 per piece, and you can use my code ITSKRYSTLE to help you save some money. It is an affiliated code, so if you do use it, I do get a small kickback out of it, and thank you so much if you do use it. I'll put a link down in the description box below for you guys to check it out as well. These 4 new shades, they are much more muted in tone, so I think it's much more easier for people to wear and pair with their daily makeup looks or other eye looks. I think one of the issues that I had with the original lineup of shades for the Glasting Water Tint was the fact that it had a very heavy red undertone across the board for all the colors. So the shades ended up looking way too similar to one another. For example, 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2 will look too similar, so I would have to go and buy 1 and 3. Like, I'll miss the one shade in between. And it was just it was not ideal in a sense. Also, I still do own 3 of the original lineup in a sense over here, so I'll do comparisons later in the video as well. But in general, I find that this beige muted kind of color, it's currently the trend in K-beauty as well, so I'm really happy to see brand new shades as well. And yeah, shall we get to swatching them on my lips? I had to put on a little sweater because it was a little too cold in my room right now. Let's start off with number 14 Mauve Moon. I would describe this shade as a light medium beigey pink with a neutral undertone. I think anybody can pull off this particular pink. If you're wary of pink, do not be, because this pink is rather wearable and it actually is quite close to my natural lip color. Not say super pale either, which will wash out your lips or whatsoever. I think even right now, if I had not worn such a sparkly eye look even, this color I think will look good even on a daily basis. Even though they released this during the fall-winter period, I think this will actually wear really well for spring and summer, and I can pair it with a lot of this like rosy pinkish kind of looks. I think this color will go very well. A lot of times people associate the word mauve with like purples or taupes in a sense. This is actually not too purpley or taupey kind of color. It's leaning more on the pinkish side, like I said, with that kind of rosy beigey pinkness to it. Let's go in with one more layer. As you can see, with the second layer on, the base pigment color of that mauve pink really starts to show up a little bit more while retaining that high shine, very juicy, glassy lip. Formula of this really lives up to its name. It really makes your lips look like glass, and I'm all here for it. So I think this will be great for people who doesn't really have very pigmented lips, because I think if you have either darker lips or slightly more pigmented lips, this color may not show up as like this. Maybe a concealer or maybe those type of lip pencils and actually color over your lips first, and then layering the Glasting Water Tint on top so you can get a color that is slightly more true to this. I found that using a lip pencil actually really does help, so that's one helpful tip you guys can take note. Gonna do a good old blot test as always with these type of reviews. As you can see, there is some transfer, but the base pigment is still pretty much there, so you get a nice stain. I'm not sure if it's just me or what, but I think that this new release, they kind of improved the formula. Like, maybe a little bit in the staining department, because I think that these 4 new shades, they stain pretty well. Like I can see there's still some color to it. Maybe it's also the fact that previously the original colors, they had this very strong red base, so all the stains ended up kind of looking the same. But with this, as you'll see later on in the video, all of these, they kind of stain like the color that it actually is. Next up, we have number 15, Nudy Sundown. I'm gonna go in with 1 layer. Now this color is definitely a warm toned color, but surprisingly quite wearable. It really does remind me of an orange, like a diluted orange carrot in a sense. The orange tone in this is quite prominent, but because of how they made it a little bit more muted, it has a hint of beige to it. So it ends up looking like a beigey orange, so it ends up being a little bit more wearable. Still, this color is maybe not my preferred pick for maybe like daily wear, for me personally at least, but I still think that this will be good to pair to I understand why rom&nd probably did their own take on it. Yeah, you know what? After using the Glasting Water Tints repeatedly for so long, I definitely prefer it with 2 layers on. Even this color, which is really not my pick, I think this still looks the best with 2 layers on, because I think 1 layer alone by itself, you definitely still can see your natural lip color peeking through, and if that is your thing, definitely please go ahead, keep doing you. At this point of the video, I would like to add that Nudy Sundown and Mauve Moon, the previous shade, these 2 colors are of the same tonal value, so they are that light medium tone. They're not super dark, but it still gives you that nice lighter color compared to the other 2 that we're gonna get into, which is Woody Sunset and Figrise. These 2 colors over here, they are much more deeper in tone. I'm gonna blot it right now. Blotted out, it looks like this. And honestly speaking, I actually prefer this color, only this color, blotted out like this. Maybe it's just today's look, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's go in with number 16, Figrise, 1 layer on the lips. Just really with 1 layer alone by itself, you can see how much, I wouldn't say pigmentation, but because maybe it's the fact that it's medium in tone, it does offer slightly better coverage in terms of pigmentation. For some reason, this color reminds me of rom&nd Juicy Lasting Tint in number 7, Jujube for some reason. Wait, hold on. It's only for this shade, guys. I'm only gonna do this comparison for this shade, okay? You definitely can see a difference. So this is Jujube and this is the shade Figrise. Very similar in tonal value, but the color itself, Jujube is very warm and this is actually quite cool in tone. So I think this is actually a very good comparison swatch. I just literally just thought of it. I was like, hey, yeah, this actually looks quite similar. Let's go in with 1 more layer of Figrise. Now this color, ooh, so delicious for some reason. I don't know why the word delicious comes to my mind, but so delicious and so beautiful. Look at, I feel like I should have gone a little bit more neutral. I'm not really sure why I wore such a smoky and hazy eye look today. Maybe it's just a season, maybe it's just a mood. It's really just more up to my speed. Maybe it's the fact that I just love a little bit more definition in my lips personally for me, because I think it just helps to balance out my face a little bit better. It's almost as if like you applied lipstick and gloss together, but really it's just one really lightweight lip tint on your lips, and it's so moisturizing as well. It doesn't really suck the life out of your lips either. Alright, let's do a quick blot test. Okay, this lip blot is not as satisfactory, but even when blotted, this color goes to the color of the bottle of the lip tint. So really what you see is what you get. Okay, honestly my lips are starting to hurt a little bit, so thank God we're on the last one. This will stay on my lips for the rest of the video. So this is number 17, Woody Sunset. Similarly like Figrise, in terms of toner value, this particular lip tint definitely is on the deeper side of things, so that like a medium deep almost, and it actually pulls like a warm tone burnt red, but it's not like a matte chili burnt red or brick brown red. It has some mutedness to it, so it ends up being rather wearable. And honestly I think Figrise and this Woody Sunset actually pairs pretty well with today's eye look, so definitely needed a little bit more definition in my lips personally. It's not my favorite and I wouldn't go for it honestly unless it calls for a specific look in mind. This color low-key reminds me of like 90s makeup, because it kind of reminds me of a lipstick that my late mom used to wear. She used to wear this kind of very deep, like burntish reddish kind of color, which I think it looked really good on her. This is definitely ideal for the festive holiday season. It just fits so nicely, and I think rom&nd really did nail it with the color choices. Because of the name Woody Sunset, I was kind of like, where is the wood? Because I thought it would lean a little bit more on the brown tone side of things, but I think it's really because of that beige nudeness to the color. That's what makes it a little bit more wearable. And of course, let's go in with the second layer. Very happy that rom&nd actually came out with deeper lip tints, let alone in my favorite lip tint formula, because in K-beauty it's really hard to find such lip tints in the market because they all end up either having a lot of white base in them or just very light in general. If not, it's like your 5 shades of typical Korean lip tints, which is like very warm reds or very warm pinks and oranges, corals, you know, that kind of thing. You know what? I actually take it back on the fact that, you know what, I wouldn't go for this lip tint. No! This is perfect. Anyway, I'm gonna blot it one more time. So of course there is some transfer to it, but surprisingly, the deepness or the sultriness of that particular second layer of that lip tint was really in that second layer, because right now, it doesn't look as sultry as it was just now, but still I don't hate it. I don't hate it. But that second layer really just added that oomph into that particular lip look, which I really love. Sorry, I'm just gonna go back in and add in that second layer. Yes! Wow! Who is she? Going to start off with the original lineup shades, I have number 8 Rose Dream. This is actually probably the lighter shade out of all of them. Almost looks a little bit pinkish in a sense. Let's go in with Red Drop next. A stark difference in the red undertone. Granted, this is their red shade, but still, it's really heavy in the red department. Next up, we have Rose Splash over here. Even though this Rose Splash is their purple lip tint, it still has a very strong red undertone to it. It's like a red purple. Next up, Nudy Sunset, almost on par with Rose Dream in terms of that lightness and the lack of that red undertone. I think Mauve Moon, a lot of people would like to see it compared to Rose Dream itself, so I was like swatch it like right here. As you can see, Mauve Moon, it really does have that purple undertone to it, that purpley pink undertone to it. When I swatch it out like this, it really looks like a cool tone pink. I mean, it's really cool as compared to maybe like Rose Dream and Nudy Sundown. But honestly, on my lips, this looks a little bit more neutral, but I guess as you can see, the lineup on top over here leans very warm as well. This next one over here is Figrise. Also pretty cool in tone as well, as I described. Last but not least, we have Woody Sunset. I think in terms of tone, Woody Sunset and Figrise are pretty similar, close in terms of tone when compared to Red Drop and Rose Stream, but I think because of the mutedness in these two shades, it doesn't really end up looking that stark as compared to the two on top. The bottom is really nude and calm in terms of color. The ones on top are quite stark aside from maybe Rose Stream, which is this one over here. Okay, wait, my hand is aching. And when I do a quick blot over here, this is actually the final product that you will get. So as you can see, the stain on our new lineup is slightly better as compared to maybe like the old color, which is this muted color over here. This stain's a little bit better actually, so it's a little bit surprising to see my instincts were kinda right, like a little bit. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, help a girl out, leave a like, subscribe down below, it really does help. Over here.